Next up, we got Juice World's Final 27 Hours by Sunny V2. That was very cringy. But we got Juice WRLD's Final 27 Hours. I love Sunny V2 channel, not gonna lie. Sunny V2 got some good ass videos. You hear me? And I do not rarely like it gets to a point where I want to watch his videos just by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I like him so much I watch him by myself instead of like he got a channel where you can binge watch a lot of his stuff, which is actually good. But yeah, we got Juice WRLD Final 27 Hours. If y'all know Juice WRLD, if you were living under a rock for the last 25 years, Juice WRLD was a famous rapper who did a lot of drugs, talked about drugs a lot, perks, lean, weed, all that. R.I.P. to Juice WRLD. He was actually very, very good at what he did. Very good. Like I ain't gonna lie, he was like the best freestyler in the world. Go look at Juice WRLD freestyle, bro. This dude can freestyle forever, dude. But now though, R.I.P. to him. But yeah, we gonna watch this Final 27 Hours. I don't know exactly what he's gonna show or whatever, but hey, let's see what it is. Time about.
Atlantic airport, they got a guy seizuring in here.
This would be the call that unfortunately marked the end of Juice WRLD's life. Just hours prior, he was seen on Instagram joking around and having fun with his entourage in a private jet en route to Chicago. However, whilst on board, the relaxed environment would transform into a state of panic after Juice WRLD also learned that, according to the original leaked case incident report, members of the Gang Investigation Federal Task Force were waiting for them to land at the airport so they could conduct a cannabis/weapons investigation. How did law enforcement know that Juice WRLD would be carrying illegal contraband upon landing? Did it have something to do with his girlfriend's meth trafficking charge from 2 years prior, or the death of another Chicago rapper from only 6 days beforehand? Was his death a result of trying to avoid jail time upon landing, or simply an unexpected overdose at the most coincidental time possible? Some conspiracy theories posit that Juice WRLD isn't even dead at all, some of which being supported by a surprising amount of evidence.
I ain't gonna lie. That's how I feel too, bro. I think it's somewhat the Illuminati thing, you know what I mean? That they don't even be like, a lot of these rappers don't even be dead. They don't be dead. They don't be that. They're not dead. They're not dead. They're not dead. They're still here. You know what I mean? Tupac, Biggie, they're just like they said they be in Cuba or some shit. Usually when they have like these little rumors or something like that, y'all really pay attention to all the rumors you hear, because they'll say like, oh yeah, Tupac, you know, Tupac is just in Cuba alive, you know, smoking a cigar right now. And they just laugh it off like, yeah, he not really doing that, but let's just say he's on some little joking shit. But the whole time, it might not be exactly Cuba, but it might be, because think about how big the earth is, bro. We don't even have everything discovered. So you mean to tell me the government can't know another part of earth that we don't know about, and they could just take all the dead people or fake, you know, the fake rapper, all the famous people, take them there, you know what I mean? And then they just have a life there or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel though. But yeah, bro.
Regardless, one thing was for certain, as outlined in the original case incident report. At the time of his death, Juice WRLD aka Jared Higgins was a heavy Percocet user and, quote, had a drug problem. He tried lean for the first time in the 6th grade after listening to Future's 2011 mixtape Dirty Sprite 1, with Juice stating, "What do you expect if I'm a young dude that really loves music, really looks up to these artists? I didn't have a man giving me no type of guidance. My father wasn't in my life like that. So listening to this grown-ass man rap about lean, I'm like, well, that sounds really appealing."
You always had issues with drugs even before you started to get famous and rich?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was something that I was into early, low-key due to music. The second song I've ever heard by Future, Dirty Sprite, like off the first Dirty Sprite mixtape, had me wanting to sip lean at like 11, 12 years old, bro.
2 to 3 years later, Juice found himself getting involved with harder substances.
I ran into some Percocets my freshman year, 14, 15 years old, 13, 14.
However, despite showing his knowledge about how bad these drugs were, Juice was unable to stop his addiction.
Your mind could be telling you, hell no, but your body is dependent, so it's like it could tear you apart.
It's a battle.
His music often referenced needing to take these substances as a coping
It
mechanism.
wasn't for the pills. What do you say?
Tear you
It's
apart.
a battle.
His music
It wasn't
often
for the pills, I wouldn't be here. But if I keep taking these pills, I won't be here. Damn, it's tough. I really think I need them. I stopped taking drugs, and now the drugs take me.
needing to take these substances as a coping mechanism for what his girlfriend explained to be an anxious, overactive, fast-paced mind. Being so famous with access to such a large pool of money also seemed to influence Juice WRLD's drug problem.
Do you feel like you fell into that trap though, as you started to get money and stuff, you just started to do more and more drugs and kind of let it get bad?
I would say, I guess somewhat.
While in a different Instagram livestream, he'd state that money did almost nothing to fix the problems that had caused his drug addiction in the first place.
I deal with anxiety and depression just because you got money. Money is the answer to certain problems, but it is not the answer to those type of problems.
In the months leading
Real
up
though, and that's the thing. Y'all gotta understand, bro. Anybody out there that thinks money is the problem, because I had the same thing too. I was the same exact way. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna get rich and all my problems gonna be solved. No. You know what I mean? Life is still life, bro. Just because you're rich, the richest people be the most depressed and the most, you know what I mean? Because you already think about it, bro. When you rich and famous people, everybody depends on you, bro. Everybody got their name in their mouth. Everybody is just talking about you. You know what I'm saying? You have everything depending on you, bro. All your family. If you go broke, they gonna go broke. You know what I'm saying? I remember listening to Youngboy. He was saying, I don't even rap for myself no more. I rap for my family, because if I don't rap, if I don't bring no money, then my family gonna go back to the streets. You know what I mean? And then they gonna end up while I'm dead. You feel me? Because you know nothing in the streets is just death and jail. So it's like, bro, more depression, more anxiety, more everything, bro. So I just feel like, if you think that you're gonna be just fine and dandy or whatever, and even if too though, because you might say, oh yeah, I think that you might say like, oh, I don't have depression now, or I don't have anxiety now, why would I get it later? But at the same time, that's what makes life. Like, say like, okay, you get rich, then your best friend dies, or your mama dies a weird way, or some crazy shit happens. You've got the girl of your dreams, and then she cheat on you. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. Now you depressed about that shit. You really loved her and shit like that. Y'all was together for 5 years, and you found out she cheated on you. Nigga, you gonna be hurt. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be the fucking, all the money. What's that gonna do? You gonna buy a Lambo, and then what? 20 minutes later, you gonna be like, bro, damn, that bitch still cheated on me though, bro. That Lambo can't. You know what I mean? Like, money can only. It's like a temporary. It's like drugs almost. The same shit as drugs. Money is kind of the same way as drugs. It's like, I can make myself feel better right now, but as soon as the smoke clears, as soon as I sit back and I relax after I done bought this, or after I done smoked this weed, and I'm back sober and I'm back to reality, the same problems are there. So don't think that, bro, for real.
To his death, Juice's drug problem appeared to have gotten worse.
We calculated it up, and it was like over 20 pills a day he was doing.
20% a day?
Yeah.
Juice's recording engineer, Max Lord...
Bro, come on, bro. Where's his friends at? No one said, bro, you gotta stop this. No one said that. No one said this. And I ain't gonna lie, though, because even if somebody did say, yeah, stop this, you gotta think about it, though. I mean, I guess you can't influence your friend, like a real close friend can say, like, bro, stop. Like, every day to say, stop doing it, bro. Stop, bro. You gonna kill yourself, bro. Stop, bro. Stop, bro. Stop. You know what I mean? But I feel like at the same time, addiction is an addiction, bro. If you addicted to something, you don't give a fuck what nobody say, bro. Nobody. You know what I mean? So,
state in a jail.
It's only so much a person can do, bro. And Juice WRLD, being Juice WRLD, he has the whole world on his left shoulder. You know what I mean? Like, he's Juice WRLD, so it's like he can get egotistic, like, bro, shut up, bro, I'm Juice WRLD. You know what I mean? It's so much thing that could happen. So even with that, he could cut you off. You know what I mean?
Interview. We were all starting.
Calculated it up, and it was like over 20 pills a day he was doing.
20% a day?
Yeah.
Juice's recording engineer, Max Lord, would state in a GQ interview, we were all starting to be on his case a lot more about the amount of pills he was taking. He was hiding and compartmentalizing how much he was doing with different people. He'd come into the studio room and act like he hasn't gotten high at all that day, and do a certain amount in there before I tell him, bro, no, chill. Then he was going upstairs and hanging out with the guys and doing the same thing. Max Lord would then go on to say, I and a couple other people had come to him in tears, like, "We're worried about you, and we're scared we're going to lose you if you keep up these habits, and we have to do something," which led to Juice WRLD agreeing to attend rehab, which was scheduled to begin on the 22nd of December 2019, 2 weeks after he would board the flight that would ultimately lead to his death. Jay was supposed to go to rehab that month. "We tried so hard to do positive things every day, like ride dirt bikes or paintball to keep busy, and not do pills, but every night once he hit the studio, that was it. He loved it." With all this in mind, it's hardly surprising to hear that when Juice WRLD and his 8-person entourage would pull up to the plane, they were carrying an otherworldly amount of illegal narcotics. The group had shown up to the chartered private jet over 3 hours late, according to FlightAware's plane tracker. However, during the Into the Abyss Juice WRLD HBO show, his cousin Sean Bailey would state that they were actually 6 hours late, before going on to mention that the pilot was in a foul mood as a result of the delay. The advantage of chartering a private jet is that once everyone is inside the plane, you can take off instantly. There's no waiting around, as is the case with a commercial flight. However, after the group boarded the plane located in Van Nuys, California, they sat around for approximately 15 minutes without leaving, stating that something felt off.
The pilot was acting weird, the stewardess lady was acting weird, and I just felt something off. I got up to like, yo, we should leave. You know what I mean? I got up and walked to the door, and then like,
Crazy.
to see if the cars were still there, and I'm like, because I was gonna be like, yo, let's just go off this plane right
Yeah.
now. Like, something's not right.
The details are foggy, but this seems to have been the time during which the pilot of the flight
The
notified...
pilot probably snitched. He probably smelt weed or something like that, and he called the police like, yeah, first, because he probably remember he's already probably mad because they came up. Bro, you came 6 hours late, bro. You lucky you rich, bro. You so lucky you rich and you got a private plane, bro. 6 hours, dog. That nigga like that shit is just, oh my god, that is funny, bro. But the pilot was probably already mad, obviously, because 6 hours, he probably sitting there for like, you know what I mean? Where's the people at? Then on top of that, y'all come deep as hell. Y'all probably, you know, black people, you know what I mean? Not even being stereotypical or colorist to my own people. But we all know how black people are. Y'all high and, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just being hooligans. I know they was being hooligans. You know what I'm saying? They're from Chicago, bro. You hear me? So I know they was being hooligans. You know what I mean? So that added on to it. And then he smelled like weed, you feel me? He probably just he just called the cops, bro. You know what I'm saying? Him being a Kevin.
Law enforcement in Chicago about the contraband on board. This move has since proven to be incredibly controversial online, with rappers such as Boosie as well as Juice's girlfriend claiming that the pilot's snitching had resulted in Juice's eventual death.
I've lost 2 of the most important people in my life because of snitches.
However, others such as this lawyer on Twitter stated the pilot was trafficking drugs and guns involuntarily and wanted to go home to his family. This is in no way his fault, children. There are multiple Reddit posts arguing about whether or not the pilot is in the wrong, so it's probably best approached by drawing your own conclusion. However, all of this is still assuming that the pilot was the one who notified law enforcement in the first place. There's no confirmation of this in the official police report. Other theories posit the law enforcement planned on searching Juice's jet, as only 5 days prior, the FBI had arrived in Chicago to investigate a gang-related murder of another rapper going by the name of Shooter Shells. Shooter Shells had released a diss track just prior to his death, aimed at a rival gang distantly related to Juice WRLD's record label. So it is possible that the searching of Juice's jet had been a result of suspected gang activity, considering the official police report does mention that the search was for cannabis/weapons. Regardless of the motive behind the search, one thing was for sure. The agents weren't leaving Chicago airport until the plane had been searched in its entirety, which would be relayed to those on the plane as they flew toward Chicago.
Everything was normal and everything was fine, and once we started getting closer to Chicago and we started getting service on our phones, our security guard, Hen, texted the group chat and was basically like, cops are here and they have a dog.
This would be the point at which Juice WRLD took an unspecified but assumed high quantity of Percocet pills. The motive for this, according to the popular mainstream media narrative, was so Juice could avoid drug charges upon landing. And while this idea makes sense as a surface level theory, many prominent individuals believe it to be incorrect and fabricated to make the story more interesting when reported. For example, Chris Long, Juice's videographer, who had been a part of the entourage on the final plane ride, took to Twitter stating, "Jay did not swallow a bunch of pills because the police were at the airport. He gave no Fs about them being there. He could have flushed them down the toilet if he cared. Jay was just hooked bad. The amount he took daily was absurd, and he hid how much he took from mostly everyone. Everyone around him tried really hard to get him to slow down. When he agreed to rehab, it was because he wanted to lower his tolerance. He didn't want to stop."
Oh, Juice knew the cops were coming, so took a handful of pills, and like, that's not what happened. I'm like, Juice did drugs, yes. You know what I mean? But he didn't try to hide them, or he knew he wasn't gonna get in trouble. He had people around him that are going to take care of.
Other individuals furthered this claim, such as Adam22 from the No Jumper podcast, podcast who had been close with Juice WRLD in the lead up to his death.
I wonder to what extent that story is maybe different. It seems kind of so silly to just take a bunch of pills when it's like, if you were really getting busted with a bunch of illegal stuff, a handful of perks is not going to make a dent in the case.
Perhaps Juice took a high dosage to alleviate his anxiety, knowing that he was probably going to be arrested after landing. Alternatively, maybe he knew he was headed to jail for the night as a result of the other stuff on board and was taking an extra high dosage to avoid withdrawal later. Whatever the motive happened to be, the pills had been taken and there was no going back. After landing in Chicago at 1:30 a.m., the group would embark from the
That's still stupid though, either way, because I feel like he did do that shit, bro. I feel like they probably had like, say they had like 100 perks, bro. I feel like he probably threw 50 in them. He probably threw 50 in them bitches in his toilet and threw 50 in his mouth. You know what I mean? On some crazy shit. Or this is an example though. Not saying he actually did that. You know what I mean? So I feel like he did care that he was gonna whatever, or go to jail that night, whatever, blah blah. But I think they trying to make like his friends trying to just cover the story up. You know what I mean? Because we don't know. Just Juice WRLD come out and say it. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? And we will never know. So I feel like he took him because he was scared. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, that shit's stupid as hell. You know what I mean? Like, that shit's really dumb. Like, really dumb. Either way it go, like, you take a whole bunch of pills because you gotta go to jail for the night. You know what I'm saying? You can't go one night without having pills. Like, you mean tell me it's that serious? It's that serious? Well, I know it can get that serious or whatever. I think it might be. Yeah, actually, yeah, it was that serious, low key. It was that serious, yeah. So he took but even if though it was that serious, it don't take it. Like, if you had, say he had five or whatever, he said he was taking 20 a day. So say he did, say I don't know how much they say he put in his mouth. How much was it? But say he put like 5 or 10. 5 or 10. I don't know how long a Percocet lasts you. I don't even know how long it lasts you, whatever. But still, like, that is not like, I don't understand I don't understand it, bro. I can't wrap my head around why you would take that many pills because the police is there or because you're gonna go to jail. I can't wrap my head around that, bro. Like, I really can't.
Plane before taking a seat in the empty private jet. Whatever the motive happened to be, the pills had been taken and there was no going back. After landing in Chicago at 1:30 a.m., the group would embark from the plane before taking a seat in the empty private jet terminal. According to the official case incident report, a police canine dog then entered lobby, began search, and immediately indicated a positive alert on a suitcase on the first cart. The dog then left and re-entered lobby for search of second cart. Canine immediately alerted on a suitcase on the second cart. Upon opening the first bag, ROs discovered a large amount of vacuum-sealed green leafy substance, suspected cannabis, and when they say large amount, they mean large amount. Juice WRLD and his entourage had packed a total of 70 pounds of cannabis into their suitcases in preparation for Juice's birthday, which had been scheduled for the night after he would die.
This weekend, we're going to Chicago to celebrate his birthday. It was just his birthday the other day, but we're going this weekend. It's Saturday. We're flying out there. We're gonna have a birthday party with his mom and family and friends and stuff like that from out there, so.
However, the sheer amount of substances held by the group has spawned a list of alternate theories about why they had been transporting such a high quantity in their luggage.
70 pounds of weed to have one night, like, you know what I mean? You know, if y'all smoke, if y'all smoking 70 pounds in one night, bro, I swear to God, bro, like, I swear to God. And I'd rather you be addicted to weed than fucking perks anyway, because perks are man-made pills, bro. At least weed is grown from the earth. You know what I mean? You'd rather take grown from the earth or man-made pills. 70 pounds of weed, though, that's OD.
One theory which, to be fair, sounds a little far-fetched, is that the drugs were for Juice WRLD's girlfriend to sell after they had arrived in Chicago, the theory having come about after a user named Squirt Reynolds would tweet, Ali Lottie, Juice WRLD's girlfriend before he passed, is a high-profile drug dealer and may have contributed to him passing away, a thread which contained a document showing that Ali had apparently been to court in 2017 for the importation of methamphetamine. Ali would respond to the tweet by stating, "Never seen methem ever, and I'm pretty sure methamphetamine is Adderalls, ahaha, again. This paperwork has nothing to do with me. I'm sorry, ahahaha. I don't even know the lawyer, aha. Bahaha, I don't even know, bro, ahaha. This has nothing to do with me. Look it up, look into it, ha 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 ha. I can't help ya, I ain't losing sleep over it, ahahaha." The problem with this theory is that when you read the legal documents a little more carefully, it states the defendant is hereby committed to the custody of the United States Bureau of Prisons to be imprisoned for a term of 30 months. If Ali Lottie had been convicted to a 2.5-year sentence in August 2017, how was she posting photos of herself outside in late 2017 when she was supposed to be in prison? A 2.5-year prison sentence beginning in August 2017 would also imply that Ali Lottie's entire relationship with Juice Wrld took place while she was behind bars, which clearly wasn't the case. Under the assumption that this meth trafficking charge was for another Alicia Leon, therefore being bogus and irrelevant, let's go back to the day on which Juice Wrld would die. Whilst waiting in the empty private jet terminal as the police were uncovering the concealed drugs, during the search, Jared A. Higgins, aka Juice Wrld, began to have a medical emergency. It appeared that Higgins was suffering from a seizure. ROs asked of Higgins if he suffered from any medical issues and if he had ingested any drugs. Leon related that Higgins did not have any medical conditions and that Higgins takes Percocet and has a drug problem. As a result, police would administer 2 shots of Narcan to stop the overdose. However, the rest of the group would go on to state that it didn't seem like the police cared about the fact that Juice was having a seizure.
It seemed like all the cops there just didn't give a shit. Like they sat there very nonchalantly and like Ali's screaming to call 911.
Following the realization,
that's what they be doing though. Like it's so fucked up, bro. Cause it's times and times again, bro. Cause actually, one of the I wouldn't say a close friend, but a friend I had in high school. She recently just got shot last summer and she died. R.I.P. to her. But I was reading through the comments and somebody said it was there and they said that she was like on the ground shot, you know what I mean? And the people came and they just like put a body bag over her. You know what I mean? Like they didn't care basically. Like if something's happened to you, they label you as you're about to die right now. We're not gonna help you. You're dead. You know what I mean? And that shit fucked up, bro. Shit is so fucked up, bro. Because they said he was a doctor. The dude said he was a doctor. He could have helped her. He could have saved her. But they didn't let him. The police didn't let him. Nobody around her. So they would just wait for the cops or whoever to come. And they just sat there and watched her just die, basically. So it's the same shit with Juice. People they don't care. They just labeled it as a death, bro. That's how they think. That shit is fucked up.
That Juice Wrld was overdosing, he'd be rushed to the Advocate Christ Medical Center before being pronounced dead at 3:14 a.m., with the autopsy ruling the cause and manner of death to be oxycodone and codeine toxicity/accident. And while this would tragically mark the end of Juice Wrld's life, it will begin a string of conspiracy theories which put forward the idea that Juice Wrld wasn't really dead.
I may sound crazy, but please listen up. I don't believe Juice Wrld's dead. Here's why.
Those who believe the conspiracy reference tweets such as this one from 2017, which read, "My goal is to get overly famous, shine for a couple years, then fake my death." In the song Legends, Juice would write, "What's the 27 club? We ain't making it past 21," which was certainly interesting considering Juice had died only 6 days after his 21st birthday. This was accompanied by him mentioning that he felt like John Lennon in the song All Girls Are the Same, which many consider to be further evidence for the conspiracy since they both died on the same day of the year, December 8th. In addition to this, an artist by the name of Clever, who had collaborated with Juice Wrld in the past, would release an album titled Crazy in early 2021, with the first letter of each song on the album spelling out the sentence Juice Wrld is alive. So if he wasn't dead, where had he gone?
Damn, what the fuck did you read that?
Would release an album titled
Juice Wrld is alive. Damn.
Crazy in early 2021, with the first letter of each song on the album spelled.
Oh damn, that the number 9 is 99. That's sweet. That's cold. I ain't gonna lie. Number 9 is the song's called 99, and then the last one is alive. Damn.
Out the sentence Juice Wrld is alive. So if he wasn't dead, where had he gone? Well, the main theory is that Juice Wrld's currently living in the Bahamas. This theory began after he posted a photo in October 2019 on Instagram of a private jet with the numbers N999EH. By tracking the plane, it can be seen that instead of flying from LA to Chicago on the date of Juice's death, it instead flew to Nassau in the Bahamas. However, the problem with this conspiracy is that the N999EH jet was more than likely a rental jet owned by a charter company, meaning that it could have been anyone flying to the Bahamas on the day that Juice died. It's probably important not to give these conspiracy theories too much attention, as the ludicrousy of them could probably be seen as disrespectful to those who had to witness Juice's unfortunate passing, and the emotion shared by those in his inner circle is almost certain evidence for his tragic death at 3:14 a.m. on the 8th of December 2019.
Hey man, y'all like, comment, subscribe, comment, share, react to next, man. Find me Instagram, most active at. We on a grind as hand. Hey, and